Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerome Davison. Welcome. So, are you watching? Are you paying attention? Did you see Michael Horowitz before the Senate with Senator Lindsey Graham? And he's trying to maintain that there was no FBI bias, none, no political bias, no political bias. Now, you had the text from Peter Strzok and from Lisa Page stating how much they hated Donald Trump. You had other people on the camp within the FBI, like James Comey, who was, although he was a Republican, he did not like Donald Trump, and he favored Hillary Clinton. As a matter of fact, when President Donald Trump fired him, he started going around to all these different TV networks talking about that everybody should vote Democrat. Why? Because he is a liberal at heart. That's the same thing I believe about Mueller and those who were with him for his deal. So do y'all remember? Y'all remember when President Donald Trump, he tweeted out and said that the FBI, he said, "Oh man, I can't believe that Obama had my wires tapped. They tapped my wires." Oh man, these people on the news and these false prophet media, they started saying, "Oh my God, he's crazy. There's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of wiretapping or spies going into the Trump campaign." Now we see that it's true, but they don't call them spies. They call them human informants. Understand? They call them human informants. They try to use a play on words as if they're smarter than everybody. Okay, you send in spies. They send in spies, and they use Carter Page. Carter Page. If you watch, look him up. Google Carter Page. Okay, Carter Page used to work for the CIA, and he did a lot of work for the FBI. And so when they started this whole process, I've been reading the Horowitz report. When they started this whole process, one of the FBI attorneys, they was asking about Carter Page. They said, "Is Carter Page a former employee of CIA?" And the reply on the email was yes. But the attorney went in there and says, "No, he never was." And they used that as the premise to keep going forward with the FISA stuff to tap Carter Page as a way to get into the Trump campaign. Now, I don't like what Horowitz is saying about there was no FBI bias or no political bias against President Donald Trump, because from Jump Street, okay, when you found out that Russia was trying to sway the campaign, and oh, by the way, every nation does it. Everybody does it. Everybody gets involved in other people's political process, just as President Obama, when he was trying to get Israel, Netanyahu kicked out over there. Okay? Every nation does it, including Ukraine. Ukraine was involved in our politics too, just like we were involved in theirs. Okay? All right? So from Jump Street, when you found out that Russia was trying to get involved in our campaign, you know what they did for Hillary Clinton? They went over there and informed her. They sat down and gave her information into how they're doing it, right? But with Donald Trump, they sent human spies or human informants into his campaign to spy on him. They spied and they lied. They used a phony dossier, They knew the story was bad. They got information from sister intelligence agencies overseas that told them to beware of Christopher Steele. He has a strong bias against President Donald Trump or campaign Trump or candidate Trump, and he is not to be believed. The FBI didn't investigate his story. They took his story at full 100% truth, and they used that to press in to get this surveillance warrant. See, that's what spying is. It's surveilling, okay? It was strong bias. So instead of going in and letting President Trump know that the Russians are really trying to get into his campaign, which really, there's still no proof of that. There's still no proof that the Russians was trying their best to get into President Trump's campaign. The only people that was trying to get into the Trump campaign was the FBI and the CIA. That's another thing. This Horowitz report had nothing to do with the CIA, but this dude named Durham and William Barr, they are investigating what the CIA, that means John Brennan, who was heavily involved in this stuff. But they instead of going in and informing President Donald Trump as to the Russians, they didn't inform him. They began to investigate him. It was an investigation from the jump. You know why? Because they didn't like him. And as they said, as Peter Strzok said to Lisa Page, he says, we're going to stop it. And we're going to get him out of there. We're going to have insurance to get him out of there. These are FBI. And they still, some of them still are working over there at the FBI now, getting paid by us. Okay? These things that happen, Horowitz even reported, everything that the FBI did is historic. It's never been done before. The things that they did has never been done before. So if I was questioning him, I'd ask him this: if this has never been done before, and you're asking the FBI, why did they do it? And they told you that they forgot. How did you all of a sudden forget the protocol? How did you have 17 inaccuracies in your actions and breaking protocol against President Donald Trump and candidate Donald Trump when you never did this before with any other candidates? We can go back 70 years, 100 years. This has never been done before. Why all of a sudden with Donald Trump, that you have shown that there was bias and hate, even hate for the man, how all of a sudden you make these mistakes and begin to lie and conform and contort information that sways against the man? They even use the media. That's why I call the media the false prophet media. Okay? They have colluded with the Clinton campaign, with the DNC and the FBI and the CIA to misinform the public and to sway their feelings and actions against President Donald Trump. But it's too bad. People have seen through the clown show. President Donald Trump became president, I think, with maybe 8 to 9% of the black vote. Now they say that it's up to 34%. And me, I'm glad that I've had a small little part in informing my people on the actions of the false media and what President Donald Trump is doing. Okay? For one, let's see. Look at the Democrats. Okay? The Democrats are releasing criminals into the community, and I'm talking about violent criminals who have killed, criminals who have raped, and they're going back out and doing those same crimes into our community. It's almost as if they are punishing us because we voted against them having power and gave power to President Donald Trump, who in turn is giving power back to the people. Now compare their actions to President Donald Trump. The Democrats are not releasing black people from prison. They are bringing illegal immigrants over here, and when they get caught doing crimes, I'm talking about murders, okay? I'm talking about rapes, beheadings, stuff like that, drugs. When they caught doing crimes, they go into their sanctuary cities, and those sanctuary cities release them back into the community to commit those crimes, and they protect them. They have not came up with any policies or any love for black men or black people in prison and released them out. President Donald Trump, on the other hand, has come up with prison reform that have released already thousands and thousands of black people from prison. Also, coupled with that is the Second Chance program that tells companies not to hold their prison pass against them, but give them a job. Okay? Who's the racist? Who's practicing racism now? Okay? Okay, it's been clear to me and many black people who have woken up to the actions of the Democrat Party. That goes back even to Jim Crow and slavery days and the Civil War, right? The Civil War was about keeping black people in slavery, and that was because of the Democrats, right? But anyway, this Horowitz report, I think his conclusion itself is biased. I think he's concluded based on his party. He is a Democrat. I think he concluded, based on the fact that he's got people in the FBI that he want them to be okay. And of course, the media is running with it. He concluded that they had a right to investigate and spy on President Donald Trump. But if they really found something, if they really had something, you took the country through 3 years of hell with the Mueller investigation into Russia. What did you find? If there was something there, what did you come up with? Okay, nothing, right? Because there was nothing from the beginning. The only thing from the beginning was a phony Horowitz report, was a phony Steele dossier that was paid for by the Clinton thing. Did they investigate the Clintons? No, they didn't. And they're not. They're not going to investigate the Clintons. So that's my thoughts on that. I mean, I have a whole lot more to say on this. But I don't want to bore you, and I don't want to take up too much of my time on these videos. I try to make them within 10 minutes. But let me know what you think about the interview, and if you are reading the Horowitz report, let me know what you see that's outstanding, and then we can chop it up. All right, I'll see you on the next video.